Hello and welcome back to the People Podcast. I am Nasir Muhammad, founder of Ethos of HR, and I spent yesterday at the AI Experience Live in London. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be an event review. I am not about to spend the next 15 minutes telling you who spoke, what was on each slide, and how many cups of coffee I drank during the day. But there was one phrase I heard yesterday that genuinely stayed with me long after I left the event. That was AI times HI. Artificial intelligence multiplied by human intelligence. And honestly, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this might be one of the most important ideas HR professionals need to understand right now. Because let's be honest, if you've spent any time on social media recently, especially LinkedIn, you'd think AI is about to replace absolutely everyone. Every week, there's another headline, another prediction, another expert telling us which jobs are disappearing next. And somewhere in the middle of all of that noise, I think we've lost sight of something important. Maybe we're spending too much time talking about what AI can do and not enough time talking about what people still do better. Because when I look at HR, I don't see AI replacing HR. And that's actually true. I see I see artificial intelligence making HR better. And there is a huge difference between the two things. You see, one of the challenges HR has always had is time. There's never enough of it. There's always another report to write, another contract to draft, another letter to prepare, another policy to update, especially now with the Employment Rights Act 2025 coming in. Another spreadsheet to review. And before you know it, you've spent most of your week dealing with administration instead of people. Now, don't get me wrong. Those things do matter. They're very important. But I don't know a single person who got into HR because they were passionate about drafting letters. Most people join HR because they want to help people. They want to develop people, support managers, build a culture, create better workplaces. Yet so much of our time gets pulled away from that work. And that's where I think artificial intelligence becomes incredibly exciting. Not because it's replacing us, but because it's helping us get some more of that time back. At Ethos of HR, we use AI every single day. Claude helps us review information and work through large amounts of content. ChatGPT helps us generate ideas, develop marketing campaigns, create podcast concepts, and also support content creation. It's become a valuable part of how we operate as a business. And if I'm honest, it helps us achieve things that would have been much harder a few years ago. But there's the thing. Neither Claude nor ChatGPT has ever joined me or any of my team in a difficult employee relations meeting. Neither has it coached a manager through a challenging conversation. Neither it has helped rebuild trust after a difficult organizational change. Neither the AI models sat with an employee who's worried about the future and simply listened, because that's where the human intelligence comes in. That's where experience comes in. That's where judgment comes in. And I think that's the part of the AI conversation that sometimes gets missed. AI is brilliant at processing information. It's amazing. Uh, but humans are brilliant at understanding people, and organizations need both. Think about some of the situations HR professionals deal with every day. It can be an employee raising a grievance, a team that is struggling after a restructure, a manager is finding it difficult to lead through change, an employee is disengaged because nobody quite knows why. Do you think artificial intelligence could help provide information? Absolutely. Could it identify trends? Probably. Could it draft communications? Without any question. But could it genuinely understand the emotions involved? Could it build trust? Could it influence behavior? Could it help people navigate uncertainty? I don't believe it can. At least not in the way another human being can. And that's why I think the phrase artificial intelligence times human intelligence is so powerful, because it acknowledges that both matter. The future isn't artificial intelligence, and it isn't human intelligence on its own either. I think the future is both. It's working together. I actually think HR has one of the biggest opportunities of any profession right now. For years, we've talked about becoming more strategic, more influential, more focused on people. Well, perhaps this is how we get there. If AI can help us spend less time on repetitive administration, maybe we can get more time for coaching, more time for leadership development, more time for employee engagement, more time for culture, more time for conversations that actually make a difference. And if that happens, I think that's a positive thing, not just for HR, but for organizations as a whole. Because despite everything that's happening with technology, organizations are still built by people. People build culture, people build trust, they build, they inspire others, people make difficult decisions, people lead. Technology can support all of that, but it can't replace it. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson I took away yesterday. The future isn't about choosing between AI and people. It's about understanding how both can work together. Because AI on its own isn't going to transform organizations. Human intelligence on its own is increasingly being asked to do more and more. But when the two come together, that's where things become interesting. That's where organizations become more effective. That's where HR becomes more impactful. And that's where I believe the future sits. So if there's one thing I'd like to leave you today with, it's this. Don't ask whether AI will replace people. Ask how can AI help people become even better at what they do. Because the future isn't AI versus human intelligence. The future is AI multiplied by human intelligence. And for HR professionals, I genuinely believe that's something to be excited about. Thank you for listening to the People Podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic and how you're currently using AI in your own organizations. Until next time, take care. And remember, technology creates capability. People create connection, and great organizations need both. Thank you.